this, but I'll tell you what, yesterday I was really busy. I didn't go to bed until like about 2:30 or 3 in the morning, and I wasn't able to make a video for today. But I want to do a live stream because I want to talk about the red heifers. It's been a while since we've talked about it on the channel. It's something that I'm still following, but I can't remember the last time that we talked about it. It's been a long time. So what I want to do, so this is the idea. I want to talk with you about questions that you have about the red heifers, because I'm thinking about sending an email to Adam Eliyahu Berkowitz. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that he's the guy with Israel 365, and he's friends with the people at the Temple Institute. They're the ones that would do the ceremony of the red heifers. I've interviewed him a number of times. The last time I talked to him, or the last time that I interviewed him on the channel, I asked all the questions that I could think of about the red heifers, because, you know, you have all these like primarily Christian groups that just say all these like weird things about the red heifers and trying to like predict when they're supposed to be burned. You know, it's not really a sacrifice, from what I understand from the Jews that I follow. It's a ceremony, but it's not like a sacrifice like what you would do at the temple. But I asked him like every single question that I could think of, and got a lot of answers and got a good idea of kind of like what to expect. The thing about it is that here we are, it's now February 2025, and they haven't performed the ceremony. Now, does it matter to us as members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? I don't think so. I don't know for sure. Let me explain. So the mitzvah, or the commandment of getting the ashes of the red heifer, that's something that comes from the Old Testament. It was part of the law of Moses, and they needed to do that, to get those ashes to purify the nation of Israel, to purify the priests that work at the temple, and to purify anybody going to the temple at that time. That's obviously not something that we need right now as members of the church, and it seems to only have to do with the law of Moses. But the thing that I do not know is if the temple in Jerusalem is going to be built by the Jews exclusively. Now, if that's the case, then according to Jews and Judaism today, they would need the ashes of the red heifer to build the temple. I'm not so sure that that's how things are going to go. When we look to Elder Bruce R. McConkie, he talked about the fact that it would be members of the church that know how to build temples that would build the temple. There's like all this like uncertainty about the temple in Jerusalem, and you know that it's my... Oh, sorry, is the... Let's see, is this better? Is it... Oh, wait. Is this okay? Like, do I look okay now? Do I look squished still? Let me know. Carrie Cottrell, now you are sideways. Gosh dang it. Okay, what about... No. Great. I felt like I was on a roll. Okay, sorry. Is this good right here? Like this? Let me know. I'll wait until I get... Carrie Cottrell says it's good now. Lowell Taylor says no. PAP says yes. Karen McCain, good. Okay, it looks like the yeses have it. Oh, and then Lowell said yes. Okay. So sorry about that, everybody. Technical difficulties. Okay, so if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I think that the BYU Jerusalem Center will at some point be renovated and become a temple. It can happen with or without our knowledge. It can happen if the Lord says that it's going to happen. It can happen at the right time where it'd be appropriate to do so. We don't know how things are going to go in the future. But anyway, that's not the point of this video. So when it comes to the red heifers, I'm exploring the path where it's the Jews that build the temple, the third temple, the way that the Temple Institute is planning on building it. If that's the way that things go, then yes, the red heifers are important, because to Jews, they believe that that's what they need to do to build the temple and do the sacrifices and things of the temple. Okay. Now, so it could be significant for that. Putting that aside, putting aside the construction of the temple, the other reason why it's significant is because it causes a stir in the Middle East. The current war that's going on in Israel, the Hamas spokesman, on the 100th day of the war, he put out this message, I guess to commemorate the 100th day of the war. And part of his message included the red heifers and how that was a big reason why they decided to attack. Hezbollah has also mentioned the red heifers. I've done videos about that. So whether it has anything to do with the Jews building the temple and that fulfilling prophecy, or whether it just simply exacerbates the current situation, the red heifers are significant for those reasons. Does it make sense? Okay, now, like I said just a minute ago, it's been a while since we've talked about the red heifers. And last year, I was under the impression that as soon as the heifers turned the right age, that they would want to do the ceremony as soon as possible, because the requirements are very, very stringent. They have to be perfectly red. There's this whole thing about like 2 hairs. They can't be like, there can't be more than 2 hairs that are different colors. I've seen different things about that, but the point is that they can't risk more hairs turning any other color other than red. Okay, so every day that goes by, that could potentially happen, and the problem is that it's taken all this time. I think that they've been in search of a kosher red heifer ever since the Temple Institute was established back, I think, in the 80s. So it's been all this time, and they finally have a couple candidates. And so every day that goes by, something could get messed up. I would think that you'd want to do it as soon as possible while you have them. The issue, the last issue that I knew about, the last time that I talked to Adam, and by the way, he has his own channel. It's his name, Adam Eliyahu Berkowitz. Okay, you can look at his channel. He had the concern, like the day or two before we did that interview, that there wouldn't be a Cohen, which is a Jewish priest, a descendant of Aaron, because that's what you would need. You would need a kosher, a pure, someone who's in a state of ritual purity, a Cohen, to do this ceremony. And a few days before, I guess they didn't have any. But then they came across this young man that was a Cohen, and that's all I know. And Adam was like, a couple days ago I would have said, no, it's not going to happen anytime soon because we don't even have a Cohen. But then they found one. Now, there was the issue of whether that young man would accept the responsibility of doing the ceremony, and I haven't heard anything about that. So, what I plan to do is to email Adam and just get an update. I'll check his channel as well, because maybe he's already talked about it. I have no idea. Excuse me. I follow the Temple Institute pretty closely on social media. I haven't seen them say anything about it. So I'm going to reach out to Adam. He's friends with the head of the Temple Institute. So I'm just like one person away from the source of who would be in charge of this. And we'll see. The one other potential issue I seem to recall from like my most recent video about it was the spot on the Temple Mount where they would actually do the ceremony, because it's supposed to be On it's supposed to be, sorry, the Mount of Olives. The ritual is supposed to be done on the Mount of Olives, looking directly at where the Holy of Holies would be. And I know that they do have land purchased over there for the purpose of getting the ashes of the red heifer. But I think, if I remember right, I think there was like still debate as to where where exactly on that piece of land they would do it, because they have to be, they're very strict when it comes to these rituals and ceremonies. They have to have everything 100% correct. And then I know that there were some other issues with just other stuff. So if you have any questions for Adam that you would like me to ask him in this email, then put it in the chat right now. Or if you're watching this after the live stream, put it in the comments and I'll try and take note of any questions. Okay, let me read some of the chat here. El Pakuli says, Star Jared, ... a great contact for you in Israel would be Daniel and Stephen Rona. They are the only LDS licensed tour guides in Israel. Very knowledgeable. Website, Israel Revealed. Cool. Yeah, maybe I'll do that sometime.
Honey, Naomi had another seizure.
Oh, we gotta go right now? Okay. Sorry, guys. We gotta go. Just really quick. Become One in Christ. Hello from Utah. Jared, I want to say thanks for all your videos about topics like these. The research you've done has been so insightful and appreciated. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I do my best. You know, I keep these spreadsheets because it's hard to keep track of everything. I don't know how you could possibly do research like this without keeping track of everything and recording everything. All right, but we got to go. My daughter has just had a seizure at school. It's not really serious. Like, we're actually having her seen by a doctor, but it's not like really like life-threatening, but we got to hurry and go. So I will talk to you guys later, and hopefully in a day or two I'll be doing a follow-up video about the red heifers. Have a good day. Let's see.